Nithyanandam, and welcome everyone. Nithyanandam, Nithyananditha and Tattvapriya.
Nithyanandam.
Thank you for joining us today. For the last few months, since October of 2019, we have been hearing a lot about Nithyananditha and Tattvapriya in the media, especially a claim from their own father, Mr. Janardhan, that they are being kidnapped. And we also have been watching Nithyananditha and Tattvapriya come over on Nithyananda TV and many other social platforms, refuting that they are being kidnapped, that they are very well fine and nothing of that sort. While they are going through this over the last few months, it is literally been a persecution on them. What we really wanted to hear today is how are they handling this? What is going on through them? And more than anything, we would like to know about them. Who is Nithyanandita? Who is Tattvapriya? So, just to know, we wanted to have a heart to heart conversation with them today to really know them. So, Nithyanandamma. So, before we start with all the happenings, the current happenings, we would like to know who is Nithyanandita? Who is Tattvapriya? Where are you from? And how did you get connected to Swamiji? How did you join the Gurukul?
Actually, I'm Nithyananditha, and it was in 2013, in the month of around May. Our entire family, so myself and three other siblings of mine, and my mom and dad, so all six of us, we had come to the Adinam, and that time we were not familiar with Swamiji, nothing. We just came as a pure, fresh, a group of seekers, and the day we came, we were so inspired because what we didn't come with like a specific agenda or anything. We just came as a visitor, and we were able to walk into every place of the Adinam, and we saw how everything was happening, and we were so inspired, especially like when I saw the Gurukul children, and I really saw kids were being happy, and they were being happy genuinely, like they're happy because they're happy. So there was no, like, it was just so pure, and I don't know how to explain in words, but it was a beautiful connect for me, and I just felt like I just loved that place so much. And both my parents also, they were so inspired, and we all went. I still remember we were having the Sarva Darshan with Swamiji on that day, the first day we came. So Sarva Darshan is basically all of us devotees getting to ask anything we want to Swamiji. So I still remember Swamiji would walk in the center aisle, and we all would be standing in the side in a queue, and my parents were standing in front of us, and it was all four of us after them. So my mom and dad, so the first time my mom was seeing Swamiji, the very first thing I still remember, and the words are still ringing in my ears. The first time she saw Swamiji, all she asked was, I don't know who you are, but I know that you are the right person for us. And I want to offer all four kids of mine at your feet. And I want you to make them Siddha Purushas like how you are. And Swamiji just smiled gracefully and blessed, saying, Tatast. And still that seed is there in front of my eye, and I would say that is one of the main anchor point that is still holding us together and will always hold us.
Actually, for me, it was different because when I saw Swamiji on the same first day, I did not have any intention to join the Gurukul. My parents did ask me. They told it's very good. Like, they wanted me to join Gurukul. I didn't feel like joining Gurukul at that time. 21 days passed. Like, they joined the Gurukul, and I was outside, and it was like literally a peak of my life. That's how I felt. That was my 10th grade that year. I was studying my 10th grade, and 21 days, it was like complete attention of my parents was given to me, and I started having a lot of friends, etc. And that entire thing, like watching movies, hanging out with friends, and the complete outer world lifestyle. So that's what was at that point. I felt like that is like happiness and like joy, everything. So I had absolutely no intentions of joining Gurukul. 21 days passed, and like after 21 days, I was in a shopping mall. Actually, I was shopping along with my parents. All of a sudden, I just got a strong intention. Like, I don't know, I didn't have any proper reason. I just felt all that so called joy, all whatever things that I was experiencing outside, to be completely meaningless. And I just felt it's high time for me to just go join Gurukul. Understand, at that point, I hadn't listened to any of Swamiji satsang or nothing. I was no way connected to Swamiji at that point. But that that moment, I just felt like all whatever I thought as joy just lost its meaning, lost its effect over me. And it was like I have to now go join the Gurukul. And once I joined, that's when I started realizing the bliss of Sattvic Ananda, where, as she was explaining, there was no need for a reason for you to be joyful. You will just be joyful because you are bliss. So that started becoming an experience in me when I joined the group.
So, what did you really enjoy in Gurukul?
I would say what I really enjoyed in Gurukul is the ambience that we were given. Never once. I've been in Gurukul for almost 6 years.
7 years.
7 years now, including this year. Yeah. So the entire time I am in Gurukul or in Adinam, I never felt anything miss in my life. I never felt forced. I never felt tortured. I never felt threatened. And just leave alone that. But I never felt restricted. Everything was my freedom, and the choices that was given around me, I was able to understand what is happening. I was never, it is never like, oh, you have to listen to it because you're like all elders are saying. But it was never of that sort. It was all like a freedom where I was able to understand, learn, and everything, like cognize. And when, as I cognize and out of my what context I have, I was able to understand the right things and choose. So that's what is one thing I love about Gurukul.
Mm. So, if you want to compare the outside world, like you have studied in the outside schools and then you joined Gurukul, right? What is one big difference that you felt outside schools versus Gurukul?
Yes. So in the Gurukul, one main important difference is we are not driven out of fear or greed. We we are not successful because we are afraid of our failure. We are successful because we know we are Paramashiva, and success is the lifestyle. It's just a side effect of the bliss that we carry inside. Like whatever we do, it's for our enlightenment, for the purpose of our life. There's nothing like fear or greed that drives us. When we make our choices, it is from the right context of how it aligns to the purpose of our life, rather than it being driven out of fear or greed. That is why we are able to be in Gurukul without playing any violent video games or watching movies or any sort of that thing. We are able to be in Gurukul.
So, what is your entertainment in Gurukul?
Actually, I will say that having a space to learn, every moment has been a learning. Swamiji beautifully even shares in satsangs also that Gurukul is the only place where a teacher also learns best from the student, and student also learns best from the teacher. Sahana Bhavatu and Sahana Punat. That is the very context. So being in Gurukul, I would say, I will not call it entertainment, but I say the best thing is fulfilling in every moment is seeing Swamiji and learning based on his teachings, because we are not like given philosophies, we are not given like some role models, but we see Swamiji's hard work, we see how Swamiji gives satsang every day, and we learn based on what Swamiji delivers in satsang, and that becomes our experience. So our entertainment or what we are filled with is just this pure inspiration.
Actually, I would like to put it this way, because entertain when do we look for entertainment, right? Like when you feel there's a void space inside, like you feel something empty, and you want something to entertain yourself. But in Gurukul, it's different because you don't feel like you miss something. You feel so fulfilled. You're just given everything. You just feel so fulfilled, and you're more inspired towards the goal of your life, which is enlightenment. And everything is only driving you. Like the ambience is so beautifully protected and amazingly, like literally incubating your consciousness, so it blooms into super consciousness. So I would say there is nothing that we miss or
Actually,
enjoy.
Swamiji would actually say that when he has to work with grown-ups, it's more like a plumbing job. He has to do a lot of repair work. But it is easy to work with kids because they are pure consciousness. They are divinity themselves. And of course, we have heard a lot of times, even in satsang, public satsang, Swamiji has praised Gurukul a lot, and basically his hope and future is only Gurukul kids. So, how was the relation for Gurukul kids with Swamiji? And how do Gurukul kids view Swamiji?
Actually, for us, like being brought up in the Nitya and the Gurukul, especially for Gurukul children, if you see one other beautiful, I would say a gift that Swamiji had given us is being in the same ambience and growing up where our parents are also there. Generally, in residential schools outside, parents are not allowed. Like parents are like more of an opportunity, like, oh, okay, once in a week you get to talk to them, all of that. But in Gurukul, it is completely free. Who wants parents who wants to be like outside the country, who reside outside the country, and wherever they are, and they want to stay in touch with the kids, they can do it. But parents, many of the parents are Adi Nawasis. They live in the very same campus, and so like especially if you see for our family, both our parents were there in the Adinam for a whole majority of a time, I would say. And so our entire family, like I still remember one beautiful, like, and small incident. Swamiji told once that to all of us, like our entire family was there. So Swamiji told that he assured our parents, saying that the day you put your children in the Gurukul, not just they are my children, even you both are my children, even you both are my responsibility. Your entire family is my responsibility, and you don't need to worry about anything. Not just your children' future, even your future, I am responsible for. You don't need to worry. And so the whole relationship, I would not just using the word guru makes it so like a distance, but I would say more like a father, mother, and a beautiful friend. That is how we relate to Swamiji, as a father, mother, and something much more deeper, a very very beautiful, a very subtle, and a very beautiful relationship, joyful relationship.
Like as she was explaining, with Swamiji, it has always been like so, like a very very well protective father, and he would just be with you in every step of your life. Like every decision that you take, you know his support will always be there. So for me, it was always like a father. And of course, that security that he gave when he took even our parents and all the six of us and groomed us in an amazing way, protected us in such a loving, caring ambience, and how he supported even when like financially they needed support, both my parents for like for solving their loan problems. So it was Swamiji who gave in lakhs and solved that loans problem. Like there's so much help. Like even if I had to put it economically, Swamiji was helping. But more than all of that, the way he just fulfilled us, like showering his boons on us and just supporting us in every step of our life.
Actually, I know Swamiji gives vision for each one of us for our future. And he was also grooming all of us, right? Like, and especially both of you, he was grooming Ma Tattvapriya as an administration, and Ma Nithyananditha, of course, all of us know the power manifestation, the third eye powers that you do, as well as a lot of people that you have traveled quite a bit and enriched a lot of people. Do you want to share any experience with respect to that, with the power of third eye? And what is one of the most amazing experiences that you had with that?
Actually, for me, that entire time, if you see, majority of it was it is a very beautiful thing, because like outside anywhere, generally if we say like guru or spirituality experience, it was always, I at least I never had any connect to deities or anything where I saw or I experienced something. So it was first time where Swamiji was not just talking, but he gave everything as an experience to us, especially like all of us, we were able to manifest the power of third eye, or being able to do akashic reading. And in fact, I was even able to like me and my younger sister, we were even able to like tell my own father's ATM code, which we never knew. so many things, like his colleagues name, his like even before we were born he was working in some company, so we were able to tell that boss's name, his wife's name, all of it through Akash Ikadi. So it was a very very manifesting powers. One, spiritually it gave like an amazing shift, all of that. But even as a normal person that I was, be it building the confidence or be it being happy, so many things, physically I was able to see as a change in myself. Even when I called to my friends or when I spoke to my relatives who were outside, they will like, even my own grandfather, he used to literally like, first he was not, so he was like, why have you all suddenly left everything and went into Avingam? But after he saw me manifesting powers, he used to like join his hands and he used to pray. He used to sit and he used to say, I see, like in Tamil, he used to say, Deviga Kurandega, like that, and he used to like pray like this to us. And all of those, when I saw from being a normal human being to how Swamiji was giving us this experience of radiating divine. So that was something unique. And plus, after starting to manifest these powers, with my own father, I have traveled so many places. That is one of the most joyful thing, because my father would be excited. Like that time he was there every single initiation, every single power manifestation, he used to be there with us. So he used to see and he used to say, Swamiji, I will take them to like the best of people. I will show these powers, Swamiji. This has to be shown to the world outside. So he was so inspired and he wanted to do that. So he wanted to show the powers to people. And so we used to travel. We have met so many celebrities, so many CEOs, and in fact, like so many people I have seen personally just by sharing Swamiji's signs. I can like guarantee this. I've seen so many people walk out of physical diseases, from cancer, blindness, everything. I've been a personal witness. Along with my father, both of us have been a witness to how we have seen such transformations happen.
Any one particular incident or experience that you would like to share, Ma?
Yes, actually, I wanted to share one thing here, like how I was saved. Literally today, I'm alive itself because of Swamiji. This happened in the year 2013, I think November month. I was having pneumonia, and it was severe pneumonia. Uh, I was admitted in, I think, Fortis Hospital for almost a week. They saw absolutely no hope also, because completely my body started becoming allergic to all the drugs. Any medicine that they tried putting, it just started becoming resistant to it and started responding in allergic way. And the doctors told there's no hope, like she has to. They took us actually on the seventh day evening. They took an x-ray and they saw my left lung was completely covered. About 80% was covered with pneumonia patches, and the doctors were shocked. They told nothing can be done, and it has to be a surgery, but we don't want to do it. And they were having some talk with my father. I remember, and I was in such a state, like I wouldn't be able to even talk at that time. And my father, they discharged me. My father was crying, and he comes and tells mother. I was also in the car. They discharged me and got me into the car. And he cried and told mother that the doctors are telling there's very less possibility for her to even stay alive. And both of them started crying, and I told them, like, I just signaled to tell Swamiji. So my father called and told one of the secretaries of Swamiji, and he told, and the secretary conveyed back telling Swamiji blessed that she will be healed. My father told this to me. It just gave me like a certain confidence. I was like, okay, Swamiji told. So I just took a small picture of Swamiji and I had that in my hand, and I slept in the car. That night, my father took me to Coimbatore. So like it was an overnight drive. So I was still in the car, and we reached there early in the morning, and we go to a hospital and we take an X-ray. What was 80% the previous day night, without any medicine, without any kind of no medication at all. It just was 3%. The doctor who took the X-ray in Coimbatore, they were shocked to see such a huge difference. They told it's impossible. How can 80% from this X-ray, and like this X-ray I'm seeing, it's only 3%. Even today, we have that X-rays with my mother. She has both the X-rays. You can have the date, and you can like very clearly see one side will be like completely like cloudy. On the other side, you'll see that same cloudiness in a very minute spot. That's it. And that's how I was saved. That's why I'm alive today. So that was a miraculous experience. Apart from this, many things are there. And I also like even feeding the Atmalinga. Very one of the very most recent one was feeding the Atmalinga. I'll actually show the video also. So where what all I did was Swamiji had blessed, telling that you all will be able to feed any of your Ishtadev with us. So you can, you all, he gave that power to everybody in the public satsang, telling us you can take anything and just keep in the mouth of the deity will consume it. I was totally shocked. So many people started manifesting, they started uploading videos on Facebook and all that. And I was thinking, will I be able to do? And I just took a spoon of milk. I had my Atmalinga, crystal Shivalinga, Spatika Shivalinga, and I just kept next to the, I kept next to the Shivalinga, and I was chanting Mahavakya. I waited for a long time, and all of a sudden, it, with a small jerk, it just completely consumed that milk. So that was like, it's like just shocked to see the
Actually,
whole
in
thing.
fact, even our own fathers, the way we actually got connected so deeply to Swamiji was because of a miracle that we would never even imagine, even in our wildest dreams. Where our father had one of, like, he had open heart surgeries and he had some issues in his heart. So in the last surgery, it happened in Chennai, and he was admitted in Fortis hospitals. And when he was admitted there, and the doctors gave up hope, he was in the ICU. Doctors told there's no hope that he can survive. And when all of that was happening, like, my mom left him literally in the hospital, literally rushed to Bangalore and came to the Sarva public darshan the next day, and she asked Swamiji to save her husband, and she took the Tirumangalyam, what we call the Mangal Sutra, and she held it and she told Swamiji, please save my husband's life. And that is one other time where Swamiji blessed, do not worry, I will take care of your entire family, I will save him. And Swamiji just blessed her, saying that Swamiji will give her the Mangalya Bhagyam, and Swamiji blessed her. And within that 24 hours, this, not just we, that our father had also made, Mr. Janardhan had made multiple videos before where he has shared this experience. After Swamiji blessed here, my father, who was in the ICU, had Swamiji's darshan, and in 24 hours, within 24 hours from ICU, he was shifted to general ward, which doctors told that he can't. It is like medically they gave up, and literally he was dead. Like, for a moment, he was just dead. The heart had stopped, but the surgery was like, miraculously they were able to complete the surgery, and within the 24 hours, they were able to move him from ICU to the general ward. They were able to, that risk level had come down so much
They
just with
actually told
Swamiji's healing.
25% was the survival rate, but Swamiji just made it. I feel so bad actually right now when Swamiji had saved him from such a huge thing, gave life to him. My father going against Swamiji right now was, it's too painful to even tell.
So, what happened? Seems like everything was going on well. You seem to have been really enjoying as a whole family, staying in the Gurukul, staying in the ashram, and really uh, wonderful as a family living together in the ashram with Swamiji. So, what happened? How did it all turn around?
Actually, I will see, one point here I wanted to say is, all these happy, like, our life had become so happy after coming to Swamiji. That's one point, because even before, there were so much of family fights my parents used to have. Both of them used to fight, and there were so many issues. And fortunately, we met Swamiji at a young age. So when we, after meeting Swamiji, we were able to apply some powerful cognitions, signs of completion, all of that, where we knew how to sort out issues. So we at least had the ability to sit and talk with our own family openly, because when we were young, we used to see literally my mom and dad beating each other and fighting. That
I'll
there was
actually
so much
fall
of domestic
sick
violence.
every time they were fighting. They used to hit each other. I used to fall sick. I get severe wheezing, and that's when they'll stop the fight. it was a lot of pressure on me. Actually, in my school, because of this, I remember in one entire year, I used to seldom go to school, literally. So they used to label me as regularly irregular kid. So that was a title in my school for me, because I used to miss school so many times because I'll keep falling sick. The more they fight, the more I keep falling sick. So that was a cycle which was happening. And this also made me start hate myself, start hate life when I was outside. So after coming to Swamiji, all those things changed beautifully. He brought a beautiful completion in our family. When all, see,
Actually,
what
when I
actually
say
even to choose my life.
completion to the family, like here, I would like to say just one important point, because like my mother and father had their own separate apartment within the Adinam itself. They were literally given a separate apartment, and they were like staying comfortably, and we were with the Gurukul. So we used to study, then we were with them. So I honestly, for me personally, the less the time we got to see them fight, we were able to heal a lot more. And when we got to meet them, we were able to talk to them and give them spiritual solutions for the problems. From my side, I always thought, okay, they're going to change, they're going to change, and that hope was always there. And there were sometimes they used to change, but majority, I would say, they still continue to fight a lot. There were so much of differences always in them. That was somehow always carried, because many times they used to fight in such an extent that Swamiji used to call. Swamiji used to be conducting sessions, and he used to call both of them. He used to call us, and just to make sure that we are not suffocated, because that the health issues used to happen to her. Wheezing she used to get, and kids, as we used to get affected. Like, why do we have such a parents who keep fighting, who do not understand us? And Swamiji used to call every time. He used to call us, and he used to continuously give spiritual solutions. And even if when I say spiritual solutions, he used to not just give solution and go away. He used to sit hours and hours and hours, and he used to make sure both of them were sorted. If there was any issues, if there's a money issue, Swamiji will make sure they're helped. Like this, so many lakhs of rupees Swamiji has given, and whatever financial issues they had, Swamiji helped them sort it. Even in between, my mother, it went to the extent where my mother filed a domestic violence case against my father. So there was so much talking about peace within the family. I would say we were happy because we were in the Adinam, and like we were majority of the time we really wanted always to be in Gurukul, because if we go to our parents' apartments, it used to always be fighting with each other. It always used to be that kind of a conversation amongst
And
them.
every time it was Swamiji who healed it and brought that completion space within our family. So that, actually, I wanted to share one thing here. See, when parents are there with the children, like for me to choose this lifestyle, it was not something like, oh, it was like, oh, it's so easy, I can just jump into this lifestyle. No, I used to be someone different totally outside. I used to see, though I am from a Brahmin family and in our house we'll do puja, everything. When I step outside, I did not want to carry that identity of being a Hindu. Seriously, that's how I was outside. I remember in my home I'll keep bindi. Moment I step out of the gate, I'll remove my bindi, and I'll be like, I wanted to modernize more. That's how I was. But from that to take from that lifestyle to jump into this lifestyle, it was because at that time my parents were telling that they are going to give complete. They were also with me. They're also going to be supporting me in my life. It was them who gave me that security, and it hurts me so much today when I just look and they aren't there today. And the
Actually,
serious
here,
thing is, it's a miss for them. See, for me, even in the house, like when we have like in like when they're doing something, when they're fighting with each other, what used to affect the most for me was, see, I need, at that time, I used to think I need both of you. If you both fight with each other, then what would happen to us? Like, you just think about us. That's what I used to keep telling them and requesting them. And today they're just doing the same thing in a much larger scale. Like parents and Swamiji, and he is attacking Swamiji. It is such a, like, we are forced to hate them by their own means of action. And it's really, really difficult at this point, like the way this whole situation is happening. Of course, we'll elaborate, but I just wanted to add and tell here, it was because at that time they gave me the security, telling they're going to be throughout my life. I chose this lifestyle, and with confidence, with that security, I started building my dreams, my vision, envisioning my life in this field. And after reaching this point, them just, it's like they make you climb the ladder and just cut off the ladder and you fall from that height. Literally, that's what they're trying to do.
Yes, Ma. See, one thing, I can understand what you're going through. One of the things as a kid, what we always expect is security from the parents, that they are there. And that joy, right, what Swamiji gave over for you guys when you were in the ashram for 6 years. Now, over the last 3 months or more, even that is taken away, right? So, how are you guys doing? How are you handling your life right now?
Actually, if I have to tell the exact right word, we are literally running around like refugees. Literally, that is the right way I can describe, because just imagine that all of us, I have been living in Adinam for 6 years. That has been my house, that has been my life, that has been my family, everything. Suddenly, that has been pulled away. Anybody has any problem, they'll go to their family, but my family is creating the problem for me. Whom will I go to?
No,
I
I
can't talk to
like,
any relatives, nothing. Everybody's like, if I just close my eyes and if I remember my family, I can literally see them literally holding a knife and waiting for me. Like I feel like a prey in their hands.
I actually feel so hurt. You don't know how joyful we used to be as four of us. They might
Yes, Ma.
be.
Can you speak up, Ma? We are not able to actually hear you, Ma Tattvapriya.
So I was telling, you don't know how joyful we were as four of us. Me, her, and Kalpalata and Ambas. That time, Mayapriya and Brahma. Four of us. It used to be so joyful. I feel so bad that they were taken away by my parents. And today they are like abusing Swamiji. I'm just not able to even comprehend what is happening. Really, to come in terms with this. I haven't come in terms with this as even reality, that really my sister and brother are gone and they are attacking Swamiji is something unimaginable for me, and it's really difficult to even come in terms with. I remember it was who did the Akashic reading, revealing each of our past. See, when someone else would have done, I might have doubted. But when she did it, and that with the precision that she revealed, I know it's 100% true. And today, two yoga prashnas gone. I don't know how many janmas it will take for them to get their guru. See, when I was outside, even in my school, I used to always be protective of all the siblings. I would never want them to be corrupted, to never get exposed to any sort of like corruption. Today, losing the rest too, it's too heavy actually. I'm not able to come in terms with this. Sorry.
Sorry to hear that, Ma. So, as Ma Nithyananditha was saying, right now you guys are traveling. Where are you? How are you handling? How are you supporting yourself?
It's like this more. We go and ask support from friends. See what our parents have literally put our situation into. Going and asking support from people. We always want to be the boss of our life. Like we should stand on our own. But the way they have put our situation is it's such a risk. We are literally running. for our own life, from country to country, city to city, continuously traveling, having nowhere to go. It's so painful. I came to World Tour in 2018 with a vision that I'll be a channel to spread the fame of Sanatana Hindu Dharma, to spread the legitimacy of Sanatana Hindu Dharma. And like, I was so proud that I have become a channel to do that. Today, I'm not able to go back to that very country where Sanatana Hindu Dharma is the base. I'm not able to go back to my motherland today. It's so painful because we're just going like to different places. We don't know anybody over there. We know two or three friends.
Actually,
We get in touch with them.
literally, it is like we are on streets. I'm honestly like talking. Our luggage is all that we have. Like the lifestyle that we were living. I'm honestly saying I was never. I don't feel much that I lost my parents or anything, because I never am able to connect to such a parent. Because when the day I heard the word file a false rape charge against Swamiji from my father, I don't know what happened. Still now, I'm not able to explain the emotion. It was a fit of rage and hatred, vengeance, anger, and feeling cheated, like everything together. That moment, I am never able to feel, oh, that person is my father. No. So I don't have that. Unfortunately, I'm like wounded in that part. I don't have. But the lifestyle that I was living in Adinam, happy, and I was literally carefree. Like I was very clear, this is my vision, and I wanted to work for that. I never really cared about work or anything like that, because I had a solid vision. I was clear. I was working towards that. But now I am being made to roam around in streets. I feel like a beggar, literally, because all we have is our luggage and we have to go is like go roam around here and there trying to find somewhere, some place, something we can get.
And how what they do, keep tracking our location, keep give wherever many places we go, we are get questioned by people. You're not criminals. We didn't do anything wrong. It feels so like I feel so deceived actually by my own parents.
Are you guys safe? Are you okay?
What should I answer when my own father is putting a fake, an edited video of mine, that something that I had done in 2018, yeah, like to protect, as a response to the Suvarna TV's attack, when they were trying to frame a false case on Swamiji and Sangha, claiming there was some drug drug trafficking kind of a thing, and there was like literally an attack happening. As a response to that, I had made a video in 2018 in my father's room. So I feel so cheap today. My father, on Jan 6th of 2020, he takes a video from 2018, edits it, and just as a 1.5 minute video, just where it's showing as if I'm in a life threatening situation, and fabricates a news that that is my last video and I might not be alive to do the next one. And so many media channels air it. So I start getting calls, messages from different people. I was shocked when I looked at it times now and it was showing like this. I couldn't even understand. I immediately made a response video. I went live on my social media platforms and told that I'm safe and all that. The next day, and one more thing to be noted, not a single of those media channels even add what I shared. Like I went on live and shared, they didn't take it at all. The next day, on court hearing, my father is giving an affidavit asking for our dead bodies. You tell. Now, what should I answer about my safety?
Yes,
Not
Mercy, I wanted to
actually.
ask
I want to say
Manitha.
one thing. Sorry, Ma Prematma Swami. I just want to say one thing. In like insecurity is a feeling I've never had in my life before. Because when we are in Gurukul, even to go from one building to the next building as a group, we'll always have a mentor. That is how I was brought up. So I never knew what being unsafe meant. Insecurity was never, I never experienced it. When Swamiji even used to talk about it in a satsang, I used to never understand that because I was never able to associate myself to that. But today, every moment, I am just going through insecurity. When, like, at this time, when I have to hear about dead bodies, when I have my face all over in the news, I'm being called a prostitute. When I hear all of that, it is putting me into deep insecurity that I am going through now. A word that I never knew the meaning of, but I'm going through it now. And talking about safety, I feel extremely, like, unsafe. I feel so insecure at this moment because I don't know, my own father is attacking and using us. He's attacking Swamiji, who is like without any gratitude. When he is you able to use any cheap tactic, I don't know what extent they will go to.
And really,
You said,
this
Nithyananditha, you said you are traveling, you are running from one country to another. Who are you running from? Who are you hiding from? Why do you feel unsafe?
Ma, actually, for this, I would really like to just tell one thing. See, if you have any problem that comes to you in life, you can always, you'll have a best friend, you'll have a family, you'll have someone to go to. But here, a problem, a fake lie that my own father spread, and at least whatever he does, but I always had Swamiji, his spiritual teachings. I always felt so safe in that ambience. That was like a support that I can lean on, but that was the first thing that was taken away from me because I was not able to be in even now. That is only paining me more. Like I was chased, literally and chased out of the Adinam. I still remember the day policemen and all were standing. And that day, like, completely uprooted my life. I was a happy, carefree child, and that entire day, I remember how police, everyone was surrounding, and I had no idea of what needs to happen next. Today, I'm talking in the media, I'm talking in Nityananda TV, Facebook, everywhere about habeas corpus. I didn't even know the word at that time.
I never imagined we will even have a position to go to court, talk to the police.
I used to proudly say, even now, there might be many people who will watch this video whom I have met. These are two statements I'll proudly say to them. I've never, after I joined Adinam, I've never been to the hospital. The only reason I'll go to the hospital is to scan the doctor and tell his problem. I've never been to, from my birth till before this issue started, I've never been to police station. If at all I go to any government office, it was always to solve their problem. I've even visited Tihar jail and solved, so many people had issues there and I had given them solutions. But today, me being chased after by police for no reason, being hounded by media, I don't know what kind of a response to give. I'm running away. If you ask whom I am running away from, I'm running away from a man who unfortunately is my father, who is literally using anything possible on earth just to catch us, trap us, and do anything so that he can use us to abuse and put a direct attack Swamiji directly.
So, something that we never ever thought would happen. How we never imagined our life would ever turn this way. Right now, all we have is we both for each other. We have to just keep empowering us with the powerful cognitions that Swamiji has given. Anytime I feel low or pressurized by the situation, she tells me, see, this is what Swamiji has told in satsang. I tell her, see, this is what Swamiji has told in satsang. We just keep empowering each other with those cognitions and keep like every day like, and we'll, if we need some solution, all we do is pray to Swamiji and wait for that satsang to come. Sometimes even wherever, like every time, because we are continuously traveling, we might not have internet facilities, we might not have like the right food that we want to eat. It's such a uh, like a very hectic travel. And as she told, like nomads, and the solutions that will be like the powerful cognitions that we really want at that point. If we want to solve some like a problem, we'll only, all we can do is only pray and wait for the next satsang. And whatever song reveals, we both understand and like talk to each other, and that's the solution for it.
Yes, ma.
It's
See, you're both of you are very young. Nityananda, you're 18, and Tattvapriya, you're 20. And for a normal girl, like, who's out in the outside world, to handle such a situation where you're hounded by media and attacked by own father is not something that they would have been able to handle. They would have fallen into deep depression or even committed suicide. But of course, we have Swamiji to, give that powerful cognition and Swamiji's blessings to take care. So I'm really proud throughout this, no matter what you're going through, you have been standing up for the truth and not caving in to the pressure of your father or the media to lie. That is a really strength that you both are showing to stand for truth.
Actually,
And
here I just have one small thing to add, ma. I feel like we are not doing anything like we're see. Actually, here if you see, it is not if at all there is some real problem, then we are fighting for something. We can say okay, but here there is nothing like it is. If I have to put it in raw right words, it is a man who has fathered 4 children, and he is trying to put his own daughters into a fake rape charge. He is trying to claim a daughters who have lived safe life. A father who, a father of 4, and he is trying to tell the world falsely, advertise to the world. Just imagine, he wants our faces to come in all the news headlines with a lie that we are raped. Which father will want? This is the truth. So we are not fighting. I am disgusted. It is not just fighting. I don't know how to tell this, because which father will tell like this, ma? Just imagine if he tells, he has the guts to call me his daughter and tell me to file a fake rape charge against Swamiji. He is so blinded with his plan to attack Swamiji that he doesn't know, and he's using his own daughters. I'm saying, like, today, so many daughters, they will wait to talk to their father, and I mean, it's a very sacred relationship supposed to be. But today, this man has spoken to me these words which has left a scar in me forever that will never get healed. It is not fighting. I don't know. I just feel like punishing him the worst way possible. Just giving him something very, very, hit him so hard in life. He will feel my scar and he will feel my pain.
and what sort of words we are being exposed to? We have lived a chaste, pious life, a celibate life, no physical or mental relationships with anybody. And today we are being labeled. I feel really so cheap. The media labels us as if we are raped or sexually abused. I'm seriously telling, I'm 20, she's 18. We have never had any kind of relationship with anybody. Kids outside in our age, people, many would have had even they would have broken up twice and had an ex relationship. We are not like that. And he's my own father is framing such a lie in the media, on a national media. And that too, having all our photos collected and put as his background, flashing our faces continuously. I don't know which sadistic father would ever enjoy this violent thing. It's so, how can someone be like that as a father?
So one thing that I do notice is every day you come to Nityananda TV as well as on different medias, and you continuously share your what is actually happening, the truth. While on one side, Mr. Janardhan is going on claiming and adding up and cooking up stories, you both continuously tell the truth. But unfortunately, it is not heard by the mainstream media. What does that make you feel? Because why I'm asking this is, seeing you, watching you, I only feel like if I were in this situation, it would really suffocate me while I am screaming to tell the truth. See, what is most funny, or more, not you can call it funny, it is most painful is the two victims, not the people, the two young women that you are, who are screaming out for help from your father and trying to tell the truth to the world. But the mainstream media is basically trying to shut your mouth and want to project what they want to tell as if you are abused. The whole irony of the situation is they are saying, they are claiming that you are being abused by Swamiji while they abuse you, while your freedom of speech is taken away, while no matter what you scream the truth, they make sure it is muffled. They make sure their voice is louder than yours. I mean, who is abusing now? From where? Seeing the truth, I see your father is abusing you, the media is abusing you. Where is your rights? I don't see it. But it is being projected as if Swamiji is abusing. If from an outsider point of view, if somebody is watching this, why people are silent? Why people are being blind to this fact that the two women are being abused by their own father and by the media, and while the world is enjoying watching this, why the two girls' voice are not heard while they're screaming for help? Hear us out. We are telling the truth. Please help us out. This is what pains me when I watch you both. Because you are trying to tell the truth to be heard every day. I see you. I watch you on Nityananda TV and I see you on Facebook and everywhere where you come again and again. What pains me the most is you are not heard, and you are abused by the mainstream media, and you are abused by your own father, while the whole world is blind to this fact. Why the world is not seeing that these two girls are being abused and they have to be heard, and why why the world is made to believe that you are being abused by Swamiji, while the two people are sitting alive in front of our eyes or telling, help us out, hear us out.
The main thing is, Ma, they are claiming that we both are only missing. See, everything is put on both of us. They've arrested two of our sannyasis in the name of us, telling that they, as if they kidnapped some nonsense, is framed as a case and they're arrested. They're attacking Swamiji, they're attacking Sangha, everything using our names. And we are coming and shouting on the live, we are coming and telling in as many platforms as possible, telling, hey, that is not the truth, this is the truth. And nobody's listening to it.
It is really like sometimes I feel like, am I even existing in front of their eyes? They treat me as if I am like, it is like, how to say, it is like you're alive and somebody is celebrating your death anniversary. It is really like that. Whole world, they are flashing our faces. They're saying this is what the daughters are saying, and their daughters are abused. The daughters are missing. The daughters. We are coming and telling. We are so open, so available, but we are unheard.
How they flash on the news. The missing girl on the Nityananda Ashram, missing girl. And she's releasing another video. That fabricated video goes viral. And we go on and telling we are not missing, we are only, this is the actual thing, this is, we are being literally persecuted. Not a single media takes that and flashes.
I wanted to ask you, Mom, like what you were, Tattvapriya, you were saying about the two sannyasis that are being arrested, Ma Pranapriya and Ma Priyatattva. So I'm sure, like, would you like to share about them? Have you been lived with them either in, I'm sure you can share some experiences about that. And what would you like to share about their arrest?
Actually, talking about Ma Pranapriya and Ma Priyasattva in Yogini Sarvagya Peetham, I spent so much of time with them. Honestly, actually, I will say, if I have to ask a question, they are falsely framing. But even that falsely framing, they're framing to like the wrong people, because I would say one of the most like sweetest and a very like friendly person was Ma Priyatattva and Ma Pranapriya, because Ma Priyatattva is it actually she is a completely different person. She will not even talk much. If even if you just go and say, hey, you just go and do something, she'll just go and do that. Like she's that kind of a person. I have seen her even before she has taken sannyas. I have met her, I've been with her, I've spent time with her from she being a college going girl till after she took sannyas. I've
We've been
spent
with
so
her
much of
throughout
time.
her journey, like how she used to share a lot of her experiences. Very friendly person. Ma Preet was too friendly. Same way Ma Pranapriya. I have seen how she was in Australia and how she came from there, how she was inspired, and her Guru Bhakti. I've seen so much of the dimensions today. And one important thing is all of us are like sisters. Literally, we grow together. It's a beautiful ecosystem. I'm really missing it because today we are in a position where we don't have such people around. It's just both of us just talking to each other the entire time. We don't have some like that. It used to be a large family.
Especially like Ma Priyatattva and all is just almost her age, 2 3 years older or something.
2 years older, I think.
Such young girl, and I have seen it is not, and it is they are not like so illiterate. They are so desperate that they have to torture others. Ma Pranapriya has received so many awards back there in Australia. She left everything and she came, and I just feel like she's no way bound to go through all this. I don't know what is wrong with this man, Mr. Janardhan, why he's doing all of this, but I just feel like so disgusted. Two irrelevant people. Actually, I feel there is. I don't have any logic that I can even explain this. They are no way relevant to this
No,
entire thing.
just see how it feels. They're using our name and arresting our own sisters. It's so like I don't know. He's punishing us at the end of the day. My father, I actually feel so hurt even use that word. Mr. Janardhan is punishing us, torturing us. Really, we have to be saved from him only to put us through this psychological trauma and there's so much pressure from all sides. So
Yes,
much
no,
media
actually,
pressure. God,
correct. See,
it's
the world is failing to see because of what the media is projecting. The two kids, Kalpalata and Ambasudan, are being abused now by their own parents to tell lies, to cook up lies against their own guru. I mean, what is the worst thing that can happen to a child to pretty much ruin their future? See, if you are spiritual, if someone is spiritual and can understand this, these two kids are yoga prastas, means they were close to enlightenment and this is their last birth, and they are there supposed to be enlightened under the proper guidance of Swamiji. Now they lost it completely because they caved into the pressure of the parents and are forced to lie by their own parents. Who is
they
being
were
abused?
manifesting
Whose
God.
life, like whose whole future is gone?
They were manifesting when they were with Swamiji, when they were in the Gurukul. So many powers, both the kids used to manifest. Amazingly, Swamiji gave so many powers and they used to just manifest it. I remember how Mayapriya, now Kalpalata, when she was in the Adinam, she solved that entire Mensa test. Supposed to be only 25% of the world's intelligent people will be able to solve it. And that too, they cannot score complete marks in the test without even seeing the question paper. It's not some MCQ. You are supposed to write answers without even seeing the question paper. She just took the paper and using the power of third eye, she was able to solve the entire thing.
No, now I really feel like asking. Now ask her to say that it was all false. Let no. Now she will be even forced. She might be even forced to say that again it is going to be false. But I'm saying if she touches the bottom of her heart and says speaks the truth. So many such experiences that has happened. Today she is talking in her video saying that self-right government Nityananda, whom she is talking so disrespectfully, that same person has taught her even this English that she is talking today. I would like to
Hurting.
remind her.
I cannot take seeing my own sister's life getting spoiled like this. It's too much. I don't know how as parents they're doing this to us. Is it wrong that we were born to them? Is that why they're punishing us like this? It's so painful. I cannot handle. See, because from childhood, I've always had this habit of feeling protective of the three of my siblings. So seeing their life getting destroyed in front of my eyes, it's too much to bear. I actually begged my parents literally, telling not to do this to them. I remember the day when the police raided, like, because my father had sent to media and police to raid our ashram. I had called him around 30 times. I sent voice notes, I sent videos, I like recorded myself and sent because he was declining my calls. He wasn't responding to my messages. I begged him, telling, Pa, please don't do this. What you're doing is, see, just, yes, you are involved in a financial embezzlement. You just go complete and, like, I was giving more of a spiritual solution to him. And he doing this to us, putting us through all these things is, and just, it's literally too much to bear. And seeing my own sister's life, brother's life getting spoiled like this, I'm just not able to take it. I don't know after how
Actually,
much they're going to meet their guru again.
yes, no, it's really painful to hear that in the latest affidavit, I hear Mr. Janardhan is asking for your dead bodies. Either he wants you dead or alive. That is something like really shocking, appalling to hear that a father can ask. I mean, wouldn't a father be happy that the girls are safe
Actually, no,
somewhere
that's what I
than
want
to
to
want
say.
them dead or alive?
That man can't even be called a father. He's you. I when people associate like he's my father. I just feel like it is a worst punishment for me. Leave alone a father. Will any human being talk like this? He goes
When you
around the
do
media.
that too, when you give to a court, the words you use matter. And he very well knows that every word that you give to the court, it really matters a lot. And he is giving such a statement, and how cunningly, just the previous day, actually just a few hours before, they released this video telling that is my last video, I might not be alive to do the next video. And the very next day he gives in the affidavit that I want the dead bodies of my children. Which father would do this? Isn't this enough proof? I really want people to, I really request people to just open your eyes and see, isn't this enough proof that this is a conspiracy? Which father would do this to his daughters? He could have asked that I want them alive. No, he asked for our dead bodies. And that too when, after me coming on live social media platforms and Nithyananda TV continuously came on Facebook live. And I remember I even showed you that Janardhan Sharma, it was showing, he was watching. And when we were live on Facebook, it showed clearly when he was also watching. I requested, like, I told everybody that that is a fabricated news, it's not the truth. No media picked it up. But the very next day, he's going to the court and giving an affidavit, asking for our dead bodies. And just imagine, he had sold our lives for, I don't know what reason can a father have to sell the life of his own daughters. I don't get the logic. There can be no reason for the way he's behaving like this. Literally like one psycho. Now, what can be there to what Swamiji has done, to how amazing he was actually proud of the way how we were all
And now,
growing.
if I look back at it, I just feel like everything is just a fake.
Drama.
Everything is just an acting. I don't know what to tell because I'm extreme. I'm just now the only thing that I remember is the man who gave me such a pain. I just need to give him back that same experience of what I went through that day. That's one thing that is ringing, that will forever, I will make sure he goes through that same pain and scar. He has the same scar back.
Yes, ma. So, Mr. Janardhan, I'm sure you're referring to Mr. Janardhan, has caused you girls a lot of pain, and with the vengeance of attacking Swamiji and his Sangha and strategically getting Ma Pranapriya arrested and Ma Priya Tattva arrested, we can only hope that and pray that we get justice and you girls get justice. And wherever you are, I'm sure Kalabhairava is protecting you and taking care of you. And really thank you both for joining us today and sharing, opening up and sharing, having a heart-to-heart conversation and really expressing what you're going through. But with Swamiji's blessings, I'm sure truth will win and we will see the truth winning and justice. We hope, to get the right justice from the Indian authorities, as well as I sincerely beg the media, please, for your TRP rate, for the sake of your TRP rate, please do not ruin people's lives. These two young girls are asking for justice. They are telling the truth and they want to be heard. If you do not want to relay their news, at least please do not tell lies. Please support these two girls to have their justice. Let their voice be heard. Let the truth be heard. And let them have justice. So I only hope and pray to Swamiji and Kalabhairava to always protect you and hope that we do hear a good news to have justice. Thank you, Ma. Thank you, Nithyanandam. Thank you for joining us.